everybody, Levi Clay back again for another short little guitar lesson, and this one is in response to an old pal of mine, Martin Palmer. Mart Palmer has said that he loves the sound of some of these chord voicings. This is in response to my Alan Holdsworth chord voicing video. This video also highlighted where my theory had gaps too. As soon as I read the title I thought, yeah, I know this one, but I was wrong. I was thinking of C7 flat 5. Though, yeah, essentially the principles that were covered in that last video, you can apply them to any chord, right? So we could take, like we did in that last video, we take a C major 7 and sharpen the 5th, and we have a C major 7 sharp 5. But we could just as equally do the same principle and take a C7, so that's C, E, G and B flat. Yeah, C, E, G and B flat, and we could flatten that 5th that's on top and have, and it gives us a C7 flat 5. Same principle down here. It's my C7, flatten that 5th, C7 flat 5. Even if you take an open position, closed position C7 like this, again we could flatten that 5th. Now any of these chord voicings that you might play, here's a C7 chord, I can flatten that 5th. Now the C7 flat 5 arpeggio I don't find as exciting in sound, C7 flat 5. To me it doesn't have nearly the same levels of Alan Holdsworth to it, but the same exercise is still totally valuable, totally usable. We take any one of these chords. Here's a C major 7. Alright, here's a C major 7. Flatten the 7th to a C7. So that's 5, 5, 5 and 6 on the top 4 strings. And then all I need to do is take my G and flatten that a semitone. And we've got C7 flat 5. So this sort of chord knowledge and experimentation with chords is really the way that I think I've developed so much chord knowledge. It's good to have all of these bass major 7, minor 7, dominant 7, minor 7 flat 5 chords, but understand how they all relate to each other. So if I jump in and I take, let's take this chord voicing down here. So this is a C major 7 chord. We've got C, E, G and B. Now from that chord voicing, root 3rd, 5th and 7th, I can flatten my B to make a C7. I could then flatten my 3rd, E becomes E flat, and I've got a C minor 7. I could flatten my 5th, and I've got a minor 7 flat 5 voicing. Now these all totally work. Major 7, dominant 7, minor 7, minor 7 flat 5. But likewise I could take my major 7, major 7 sharp 5. I could take my dominant 7, dominant 7 flat 5. I could take my minor 7 chord, and I could raise the 7th up to the major 7th. This gives us a C minor major 7 chord. Typical Alan Holdsworth sound. I mean, maybe it's in a bit of a dirty register there. I mean, if I refingered it, you do the same sort of thing up here, right? If I go, what am I doing? This is my chord, same voicing I used before, C7, C minor 7, and then I'm doing that C minor 7 but raising the 7th up. And that could give us, could be a Holdsworth sound, right? So this experimentation with chords and voicings and things like that is really the best way to have knowledge of anything on the neck. Being able to take any position on the neck, any place that you might play a chord, and be able to cycle through every possible sound. It'd be good if I could do some interactive stuff here where I play something and then you tell me the alteration to make. But they're all there for the taking. Something else that I actually quite like to do is if you take any like major 7 chord, which one shall I play? For argument's sake, let's play this one. Okay. Now I can flatten the 5 in that, and it's going to give me, well, a major 7 flat 5, but I could also think of that as being a major 7 sharp 11 chord. So I flatten my G to a F sharp or G flat, and we get this. It's a tricky one to play down there, so maybe I'll take a different version of it. Again, it's my major 7, I flatten my 5th. Now on its own that doesn't really sound like much, but if I put a C in the bass, how am I going to do that? It gives me my C major 7 sharp 5 thing. And it's also, I picked that up from the Vic Juris book, where he takes any, I take major triads. I can take each one of those, and if I raise the root up a tone, we've got like a rootless add 9 chord. Really nice sound. Trickier to play. Really tricky there. Well, at least when I'm sat like this. Kind of dense sounds. Again. Oh, a slightly trickier one to pull off. What am I going to do? Do it like that. So, hopefully this will encourage you, Mart, and everybody else out there to really just start experimenting with all of these chord voicings. Any chord voicing that you can imagine, any chord voicing that you know and play. E minor 7. Okay, E minor 7 sharp 5. What do I do? Minor 7 sharp 5 chords are cool. Any chord we can imagine, any possible variation on those 4-note chords is possible to play. It's really just a case of experimentation. And just to plug a little bit further, I talk about my chord encyclopedia DVD with Lick Library. We talk about a lot of that stuff on that series, because chords, chord knowledge is quite an important part of playing the guitar, at least in the way I play guitar. I find chords, being able to useful part of playing. Not that was anything particularly special. If you have enjoyed that, you can support me on Patreon by checking out the button in the top left. You can subscribe by hitting that button in the bottom left, and you can check out 2 of my other videos up there. Thank you so much for the support, guys, and if you have any questions about any of this sort of stuff, please do leave a comment below and I'm happy to get back to you. Peace out, and I'll chat to y'all soon. Bye!